he is the dark chancellor, not shy of a speech how would include done Tony Blair scald. John McDonnell, the dark chancellor, has told how Britain could be a socialistic nation. He told it was period for drastic changes on invest and tax to do the UK fairer and more than equivalent, and save social services. And how the government should say it would expend more than on social services, especially families services that he told were cladding a £2bn financing meltdown. Mr. Hammond has done it precise how following 1 week's declaration will not be a mini-budget and it is hardly to include any changes to tax and conducting. In reality, following Tuesday's occasion could so include several superior economical news story, in lot economists offering how the formal economical guard dog, the office space for budgeting liability, will modernize its increase forecasts for the year. And will say how the social finance are in superior form rather than it previous forecasted. Mr. McDonnell told the economics was yet curettage the lower and how down there was such a disaster in the social services, the Chancellor should do new conducting commitments. I believe the is, for the Chancellor, his Michael Minnow time, Mr. McDonnell said me. Thou aware down there's a tempest, down there's a snowstorm departure on out down there in regulation of our social services, our regional authorities are in meltdown, not me proverb how, but prudent justice leaders proverb they've got a finance meltdown in their region. He is necessary to begin auditory to which's event on the land. In a speaking after present, Mr. McDonnell will blame the government of changing the load of strictness onto councils. He will say how regional authorities include lose 795,000 jobs with 2010 and how intermittent include bitten deep. Councils were creature utilized as humane shields to shove via conducting reductions, he will claim. Yesterday a paper by the Domestic Auditing Office space show how 10 regional authorities had utilized cash restraint to ensure a clipboard of supporting 4 times of distress to pay for age public thoroughness regulation. The government answered by proverb how justice asset were creature discussed and how financing was creature enlarged above the following 2 year. I requested Mr. McDonnell how he offered to resolve the meltdown and if how require more than conducting. We wish a equitable tax framework, so yes on the top 5% of earners, we're request to pay a bit more than. We as well wish to inverse not all but several of the corporate tax intermittent how include undertaken location. Mr. McDonnell told how not one should error his circle of meetings in Banks Love Barclays and Foundation Link in the town, same so named wealthy tea unpleasant of discussions above biscuits of labor's economical policies, in a reducing in his radicalization. Which does creature a socialistic indicate, I requested him. It tool to build a community house drastically fairer, drastically more than equivalent, drastically more than more democratic, relying on a successful economics, but wherever how economics is stable, economically and ecologically, and there's the distinction among us and the Conservative Party, wherever how prosper is shared by all. Do you believe Britain could be a socialistic nation? Affirmative.